Hi, I'm Joe the Slot Doc, and today we're going to go over a common problem with IGTS Plus slant tops or uprights. But if you turn on your game, you get all your lights, of course, because anytime you crank it on, you're going to get 110 power regardless. But if you have zero display, you open the door, and if I spin the reels, there's zero resistance. I turn it off, it does not change. So you see that? This, we're going to specifically talk about the white harness, but to get to this point, there are still a few things you do want to test. Your fuses here on the bottom that push in and twist out. Little bar in the middle, just if you get a voltmeter, you can check either end, or you can visually look and see if it's blown. But you want to verify all three fuses, mainly specifically the center one is good. And if you're still there, and your board is installed correctly, because I'll do the same thing if your board is not in right. But if your board's in right, and this just randomly happens to you, watch the reels. Kind of get a little closer on the reels. I'm going to move this around until they get power. So you might have seen a little shake for a second, but now if I spin it, you can kind of see the resistance. If you look at the front, now we have display. So this power cable goes bad. And I'll show you here in a second. Now, this is usually zip tied into the side here, and it plugs in here. Maybe you might need to show them on the other side, but it's that lower plug there. So we're going to squeeze and disconnect. Then any ties holding this cable in, break them, then pop this off. Now if you flip this around, you're going to see a burnt spot right here on the connector. So that's telling you where the heat is and where the resistance is. Now you can replace these. You can buy just this plug and cut these. You can repin them. A lot of times, if they're not burnt through the plug, and you just want to repair what's there. So you see this little gap here? If you get a small pick, push down closest to the wire, not over here, closest to the wire. And with the wire, I'm pushing the wire towards the other side. So we're going to pry down. Let's see if I can do this. Take two here. There we go. So once this is out, so you see how it rolls? So what you want to do is slightly bend this out. You can get your pick or another flathead. And open that gap up. And what we're doing is we're removing any of the resistance that it had by being too far away. If you have sandpaper, it's a good idea to scratch these ends where it's going to actually slide. Remove any kind of carbon might have gotten built up from bad contact over the years. So now that that is bent, it's going to make a much stronger contact. We're going to push that in, make sure it locks in. It's hard to see, but you see the bend down? That's what pushes on that pin down there and makes contact. So I've noticed on a lot of them, you can repair it that way. You see how I made good all the way down, instantly brought the reels back on, and now we have power back. So that's one way to do it without replacing the harness. If you go to that point and that harness is melted and it's destroyed, or you take it off and it's very brittle, most likely you're not going to be repairing that. You're going to have to go source it, eBay, or through some of the vendors out there. Or you can actually buy a Molex connector if you had to and completely create it yourself. But really common problem, you'll see it a lot, slant tops or uprights, IGTS or S Plus model. It's very common, especially now that these games have aged to where they are. So hopefully that fixes your issue if you have that. Appreciate you watching my video. Please like and subscribe so that we can make more for you, and we'll see you on the next one.